The YNW Melly trial resumes on July 10th, but today we got a few interview clips from Melly's mom, brother, and manager, just to give y'all some more context on what his family members and his manager think about the case, because they don't really talk publicly about what they think. An interesting perspective and sometimes delusional, so you'll see right here. Hit subscribe, let's get right into it. They just seem like they're very supportive of him no matter what, which any family member would do, so.
And at the end of the day, bro,
son.
I look at it like this, right? All these other people who were around when Melly was coming up, you know what I'm saying? They're family, but they're not family.
That's my firstborn.
We came from the same
I'm
womb.
always ride for him. I'm always be right by his
He
side.
said they're
like,
family,
let him know
but they're
that
not
I'm
family.
here. I love you. Whether you.
I guess he trying to like not throw shade because probably don't have no beef with them or not trying to start beef with them. I don't know, but he also saying they not really family, bro. We family.
Can hear my voice or not, because he still don't got phone privileges. Him knowing like I'm not just out here living my best
He don't
life.
got
Like I'm
phone
hurting every day that
privileges.
he's locked up in there. Like I think about him every day.
Yeah, I actually do feel bad for his mom because apparently she had a heart attack over this too because of the stress,
Wait, are you serious?
which is pretty intense, but
Almost 4 years coming up, so it's like, you know, a lot of people lose faith after that.
I
but-
mean, it's insane.
exactly.
4 years is crazy.
They basically try to paint that he's guilty without saying that he's guilty. I always keep my tongue shut about it because, you know what I'm saying, I'm an artist myself too. I can't really say too much.
yeah, so the past like 4 years, Melly's team has never really commented on anything. So it was like 4 years of all these articles talking about all the evidence against Melly. So of course the public opinion is going to be swayed that way. So that's what they're talking about now. But
I'd be like, oh, he's guilty. He wrote a song about it. If y'all just like go read the black and whites, it tells the story
The
itself.
song was like 3 years before the situation,
Oh,
right?
that song was 4 years.
I mean,
I feel like I've talked about this song so much. Like, obviously, Murder in My Mind was not about the murders at all. And some people say, well, then it's a premeditated song. He was like predicting. It was years before. You think he planned a murder in his head for years before? Like, no, it's not how life works.
He got 66 pages of DNA. Rah, rah, rah. I'm like, do y'all niggas really like read what's going on? Because
That's actually true. Because I remember seeing the 66 pages of DNA headline, and I think I even reported on it because I was like, holy shit. But we couldn't physically see the 66 pages of DNA. And now, come to trial, the
They
only
only
DNA they
found
got of him
on the
is on
door.
the fucking door handle that they found 3 weeks ago. Or 4 weeks ago now. It's not like they found a lot of DNA. I would
Mhm.
imagine those 66 pages include the trajectory and all that bullshit and all the other DNA in the car and everything. That's what that 66 pages includes.
And that's
Okay.
basically how his team works. It's you guys see when we go to trial.
the reason why people are so quick to put Melly in that guilty bucket, because it's like, okay, look, 2019 when he first got locked up, a lot of people was like, oh yeah, he's not guilty, free Melly, free Melly. But then
I actually remember the opposite. I mean, it was like 50-50. I feel like a lot of people were saying he was guilty immediately.
more that we
Mhm.
kept our mouth shut, the more that we didn't say nothing, like the blogs and stuff kept pushing out that motive, like, oh, they just found this and they got that.
You
they
mean
got
that
this, they got
narrative?
All I gotta say is, bro, if you know, you know. Like, you just gotta read. Y'all niggas went to school, just read, bro. Like, if you really want to know what's up, just read the black and whites. You know, you'll see everything.
I don't really know what B-Slime means by that, but he's a child. Like, B-Slime's like 16, so he's just probably repeating what other people say, but
Most
if you
likely.
read, I mean, there is a lot of evidence. Sort of what he means by that, like, yes, some of it is circumstantial, but there is like, oh shit, like the trajectory, like the way that the angles of the bullets and the wounds, a lot of it is not a good look for Melly. But then it's also like, all right, there's no murder weapon. It's
Mhm.
circumstantial. But the
Mhm.
black and whites does kind of lead to Melly. Let's be honest here. Like, we're not gonna act like the black and whites makes him innocent.
Nobody lies on black and whites, bro.
long ass statement basically about the treatment that he's been enduring within the jail and having his phone privileges taken away, not being able to speak to you guys, not being able to speak to his lawyers, etc.
It was just months of going on. Like we had a hearing and the judge basically said like he can't do anything when it comes down to the jail. The jail has their own rules.
That's
They
crazy.
make their own rules.
Hmm.
Even though like, you know, they're violating his constitutional rights.
I didn't know it was
to
like
be
that.
able to have phone calls, have any kind of contact with the public, with his family, like outside of the jail. Like we don't know if he's eating, if he's not, if he's good or what.
I think that's bullshit. They do that on purpose to try to break these guys down. So I don't
Mhm.
approve of that shit. That's fucked up. Apparently doing it to Young Thug too. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing like Melly clog his toilet in retaliation. Like he was like saying fuck you to these like security guards. So he clogged his toilet on purpose.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
know
that was a
nothing. And
while
it's like
ago.
he's in
I
the
remember
county.
that.
Like he's not in no prison. A lot of people keep saying that. It's so annoying. He's not in prison. He's at the Broward County Jail. Just sitting.
What happened to your hand?
Oh, so
I brought up the hand in the last video. This is a kind of a wild story how this happened to her.
actually a police officer did it.
She's not gonna say it, but Broward police had a warrant out for her phone. They tried to do an illegal search. They grabbed her hand, twisted it, tore some ligaments to their hand. They did an illegal search and they did
It's
the
all
most,
gonna come
bro.
out because we're going to court for it. They came after me. I don't know why. I'm like, I am a mom and work full time as a nurse. Like, I have nothing to do with nothing. But this is what they're doing 4 years later. Now they're attacking the mom.
Well, I mean, in that one video for against Sack Chaser, she said, oh, you know, she official and whatnot. She got like this and that. She wasn't talking like just a nurse. You know what I mean?
Probably had some indication she was doing something, but they couldn't really prove it. So yeah, that is definitely f***ed up for them to do that. I don't know what she would have done besides like just hide stuff. That's my guess. They couldn't prove it, obviously, and this detective tried to snatch her damn phone.
How much
What?
tampering did they think that you could have done? Or were they saying that you spoke to somebody on the outside or something like that?
Something like that. But then it turned out like it was all lies and not proven and everything. But you already assaulted me for no reason because you wanted to take my phone. Like, that was crazy.
Police and everything just have like a real vendetta against you and your family just because of his success and everything?
Yeah.
I feel like it's so public and they've done so many things in this case that's like kind of wrong. And
When
I
I
just-
first met Melly and I was talking to him about the cops in that area, he made it perfectly clear. He said, they are out to get me. You know, like just from day one, he made that perfectly clear. And I remember being like, you gotta get the fuck out of there.
when he comes home, we are definitely probably not living in Florida. It's like
Definitely,
it's-
probably.
Bro,
hard to explain.
it's winnable, bro. Like his case, bro, is really, really winnable. It's all circumstantial evidence, but like
Winnable.
I said, bro, his defense team is like, bro, like people just got to do their job. That's all I gotta say, bro.
So you're confident in his defense?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, some of it's a little delusional, having full faith in his defense and
Yeah.
saying good lawyers can solve anything, but some of it is circumstantial. All right, next we got a few clips from Melly's manager from an interview, I
They
believe,
just
like
bring
a
up
year or
points
two ago.
that you
And
agree
the
with,
police
so
said this
you're
guy
like, oh,
hid his
this
gun,
offense
remember
is
that?
great.
He hid a damn gun the next day, allegedly.
Me and him just kind of got really close because before he came out and did any music, I visited him for a year straight, for like 2-3 times a day, like a week for a whole year. So we did 12 months of straight talking, getting to know each other. Just,
There's something about how he met Melly when Melly was in jail.
From your point of view, do you think he's going to beat it?
of course, it's no case. Melly's free. He's an innocent man. It's just America's standard where innocent is proven guilty. You know, it's flipped because he's fighting a situation where pretty much no evidence, no anything, just speculations.
Yeah.
But due to the policy of America, he got to prove that he's innocent.
I mean, obviously, y'all know I'm going to say it's a completely delusional statement. No
Yeah.
evidence. There's evidence. I mean, we all know there's evidence here. He's being supportive. He's being a supportive manager. He talks to the kid a lot. They're friends. And it's not a slam dunk on either side. Like, both sides, the prosecution and the defense, have to work hard here to prove their case. So he's acting like it's a slam dunk on the defense side. That's just not true.
Which we know is innocent. But that's something that they're gonna have to find out. Melly's he's come home. He was never guilty on any charge.
Well, he's accused of killing his two friends.
Exactly.
You know those guys too as well.
Of course.
If it goes to trial and he gets proven guilty
Mhm.
in a court of law
Mhm.
by a jury, will you feel differently about him, or will you still feel like he got railroaded?
There's really nothing to say if, because it's not. When you know the real, you know this is his two brothers that he loved, that was on his face, that he did everything with, they was working to do everything for their family. You understand why I can't even answer that question.
I was a fan of Melly. I don't understand it either. I mean, he had their names tatted on his face before they even were dead. Like, he loved these guys. But we see all the time in this up world, people kill the people they love. And last week some dude lined up his 3 kids and shot him in the fucking head.
It's like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
bro.
impossible
Yeah.
to even think that way because it's not true. Like that's my best friend.
I watched that.
And
That
that's
was
somebody who's genuinely a
crazy,
good-hearted
bro.
person. That wasn't his enemies. That wasn't no oppositions. That was his
And
favorite friend.
it's his little girl, his little daughter, end up running to the neighbor or something and was like, help, help, daddy's killing everyone. Bro, that was so sad, bro.
That he loved. So there's no way, like it's not gonna happen because there's nothing to convict him of. The whole system is politics. So
Yeah.
what we gotta realize, that record, you have
Bro,
those two
what?
individuals
That little
allegedly
girl probably gonna
murdered
be
in the
scarred
video.
for
They're the main
life,
actors in the
bro.
video. So you're gonna use a song to convict a man for allegedly murdering his
And
friend
he
that's in the
even
video having a good
chased
time.
down
That's what I'm
one
talking
of his
about. So
kids
it's
who
crazy.
got
All right, I
away.
got another interview of
Brought
100K
him
track
back,
from last week.
lined
I
him
don't
up
know
next
why
to his
This
brothers,
guy's out doing
and
interviews
shot
a
him in
week
the
ago.
head, bro.
I know there was never tension. I could feel like he could be a suspect to
It's
murdering
a sick
or
world, bro.
allegedly murdering his two friends. I don't see it at all from just hanging around him for the amount of time that we hanged around. So I ain't taking it all. I ain't taking no way at all. I just looked at it as people making speculations and things like that.
Pretty much what he said 2 years ago as well in the other interview. What is that saying that a detective say? It's like when someone, like a wife dies, it's like 8 times out of 10 it's the husband that did it. Just because from an outside perspective you see people like love each other and that they have a good relationship doesn't mean they're not capable of hurting each other. And he repeats that a lot in these interviews. It's pretty surprising that his whole basis is just from knowing them. That's your whole basis off thinking he's innocent. It's just because you knew them together.
If you able to see what I seen, like the environment and how they was, their connection, that verdict says anything less than not guilty, then yeah, it would mess up my trust issues. Like it will definitely give me some type of PTSD when it comes to like people, because I personally never seen it coming. They supported each other and genuinely loved each other. So I'm 100% sure. Like,
I feel like people throw out
what it
PTSD way
needs to
too
be, you know what I'm
loosely,
saying?
bro. Like,
Of course, I
so
mean,
many
it's
people.
always, it's
Oh my
always,
god, I
you
have
know, it's
PTSD.
always
Oh
an
my god, I have
appeal. The
PTSD.
short
From
for
what,
sure.
bro?
Gotta go for an appeal. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the death penalty being on the table, going for that. You know what I'm saying? Try to get that completely gone or revisited.
Obviously these are his friends and family. They're going to support him no matter what. I just thought it was pretty interesting how kind of delusional some of it is, but and just gives more context because we don't really see his friends or family talking about what they actually think the trial's about. They're not even really saying anything, but there's evidence that points to that back left seat. You know what I'm saying? And who was sitting in the back left seat? Melly was. So we'll keep uploading random
True.
shit throughout the week because there's no trial this week. So subscribe right now. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Love you boys. Peace out.
Facts. I was feeling to do the exact same thing. I guess that's why I was watching this. Funny how that works out, man. But y'all get it. So I'm gonna continue this drawing right here. Like I said, it's if you're just seeing this video for the first time, this is a commission. Someone is buying this for their 7 or 11-year-old son. I can't remember. But it's the siren head. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, I have no idea what this is, but it's a commission for somebody, and I'm just the artist. So